All right, here we go. This is problem number 2. Joanna's building a bat house, or building bat houses for her backyard. The bat house will be in the shape of a rectangular prism that is 18 inches long, 8 inches wide, and 8 inches high. How many square inches of wood will Terry need to build one bat house? So first we want to know, what's the question asking me to find? I'm going to go through here and underline the important things in the question. First of all, it's asking me to find how many square inches of wood she'll need to build the bat house. So I know what the question's asking me. Now I need to draw each face of the prism to find the area. If it's helpful for you, draw the three-dimensional figure. I find that to be most helpful. Some of you struggle to draw a three-dimensional rectangular prism. I'll show you how to draw that right now. I know my students, we went through it in class, practicing drawing those prisms. That way, when you get a word problem, you can do that on your own. It is not a requirement to draw those, so please know that. If I am drawing a rectangular prism, I'm going to draw two rectangles as close in size as possible, not like I just did. And offset one a little bit to the right or the left. And then I'm going to connect the corresponding corners of each of the rectangles. So the top left to the top left, bottom left to bottom left, top right, as you see. And now I have my little bat house. Now I need to label with the dimensions that they gave me. I have 18 inches long, 8 inches wide, and 8 inches high. So because it's a rectangular prism, it does not matter where you label these. Because we're just talking about a box. If we were talking about painting walls in a room, you would want to make sure that your height is the height of the room. But for this example and for most examples, it doesn't matter when you're talking about a rectangular prism what dimension goes where, because length, width, and height of a box, the box can be turned any different ways, so it doesn't matter. With that said, I'm just going to label my 18 inches on my longest side. So that's going to be here. And then I have 8 inches wide and 8 inches high. So I'm going to label these three. I want to make sure you understand each of the dimensions. So the dimensions, or the sides that are going right to left, the ones I'm making blue here, all of those blue ones are going to be 8 inches. All of the ones that I'm going to color red, I should not have 8 inches on this one and 18 inches on that one. All of the red ones are all 8 inches. And then my 18 inches will be the ones that are going at a diagonal. So I should not have any of my black diagonal edges labeled anything other than 18. I hope that makes sense. That way I have my length, my width, and my height. If I had them mislabeled, then I'm going to solve the problem wrong, and that's not good to set up your problem incorrectly, because then you can't solve it right. So with that said, I have my my bat box, or my bat house, drawn. Now I'm going to draw each face of the prism and find the area. So I know that a rectangular prism has 6 faces. Each of my faces are rectangles. So I am going to draw out, I have not enough space, but that's okay. So I'm going to begin to list the dimensions here so that I can then find the area of each face and then add them together. So if I'm going to look at this front rectangle here, I know that it is a red and a blue, if you see that. So it is 8 by 8. And if this small rectangle here is 8 by 8, I know that this rectangle back here, this one that is blue and red, is also 8 by 8. Then I'm going to look at my side, the long one here. That one is black and red, so it is 18 and 8. So it is 18 by 8. If this one is 18 by 8, I also know that this one on the side here is 18 by 8. Now I'm going to look at my top. I have the top one here that is blue and black. If you see this one here, and again, it is a black, so it is 18, and the blue is 8, so it is an 18 by 8. I have the top, and then I have the very bottom, which is sitting on. Now I'm going to find the area of each of these. So I have a 64 144 will be all of my other sides. Once I know the area of each face of my rectangular prism or my bat house, I'm going to add them all together to figure out how much wood it's going to take to build them. So, I should end up with 704 inches squared of wood. Let me do that again. Yep, 704 inches squared of wood. So that's how much wood, either Terry or Joanna, whoever, it has two names there, but that's how much wood they would need to build a bat house. So if I went through that too fast, pause it and go back. Hopefully this is helpful because you're seeing it the way I taught it in class. So, bye.